Uniform number 7, center field, China, Tsukamoto. Third base, uniform number 9, Haruna, Orosawa. The designated player, Arena, Yamamoto. In right field, Saki, Yamazaki. Second base, Hikaru Mashida. In first base, Midori Kamiyama. The catcher, Naomi Nakagawa. The starting pitcher, the Terriers, Masumi Yohara. On the bench, we have Rita Yamashita, Mika Suzuki, Haruna Tsukamoto, Maki Hono, Yaka Nakamura, Monica Abbott, Mayoka Asano, Sayuri Yamani, Nana Atsumi, Mayoko Baba, Mizuki Watana, and Yuko Chiyu. The head coach is Shichi Yukara, and the assistant coach is Kari. The umpires for this game on plate, Amanda Houston, first base, Andrew Compton, and third base, Chrissy Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, Australia and the Toyota Red Terriers. Thank you, ladies.
Okay, so welcome back to Blacktown International Sports Park, the former Blacktown Olympic Park. This was the venue for softball in the Sydney Olympic Games. And if our international guests, the Japan Toyota Red Terriers, have got a say in it, they'd tell you that it was one of the best training grounds I've ever come across. So thank goodness to Blacktown Council for all their support in keeping this ground one of the best facilities there are in softball in the world. We have got the game this afternoon, 12:30 start time. The teams have been introduced between the Australian Senior Women's Team, the CTI Australian Women's Team, and the Japan Toyota Red Terriers. Teams played last night in a strong pitching duel, but also in a great exhibition of tactical hitting from both teams and aggressive base running. Japan got away in that game with a 5-0 score line. And if you're interested in watching that game, you can go to this same channel after this game and watch it on the SAL or SAL Productions YouTube channel. In fact, all the 5 games.
Masumi Yohara, Naomi Nakagawa, first base, Kamiyama, second base, Hikaru, shortstop, Watley, third base, Urasawa, left field, Tanaka, center field, Samoka, Yamazaki, right field. Leading off Australia, uniform number 7, third base player, Taylor Zikronis.
Ground commentary today provided by Coach Bill Gates. Bill's one of the most experienced coaches getting around Australian softball. We'll be hearing Bill giving us box scores and stuff as the game goes on. So Australia leading off with Taylor Tsitsipanis.
Strike 2.
Pitching for Japan, number 18, Kazumi Hirahara.
So Mr. Trying to go down, so high outs. First, put that down. Australia, uniform 13, shortstop, Claire Warren.
word from the ACT here in Australia, Australian Capital Territory, Canberra, our nation's capital. Then we see this great framing by the Japanese catchers. Also interesting to see this pre-pitch movement by the Japanese catchers. They're not afraid to reposition themselves for different pitch locations.
Okay, you are right. 3 balls.
The patient start from Claire Warwick. 3 balls.
Stop.
Natasha Wadley for Japan at shortstop.
One drives hard, he was shortstop. 1 minute flies across, makes the out, so that's 2 balls. That 4. The Aussie Spirit, uniform 15. First baseman, Tossie Fokker. Coming out, takes the catch, so that's it. For 1.5 innings, no runners on, no runs scored.
Australian teams obviously come out to hit. There was a game last night that was tight all the way until what can happen in softball. Just there was one situation where all of a sudden the runner got an advance, then another hit happened, and the game opened up to 3-0 and finished at 5. We hear from Bill Gates about Australia's defensive line.
It's Corbin at first base, as the second. Bruce playing third base. Claire Warwick at the shortstop. That's Maker in the field. And Ty in centre field. Centre field, the right field. Leading off for the Terriers. 21 shortstop, Natasha Wadley. Through the center. Lead off on for the Terriers. It's up batting for number 7, center fielder, China Supermoto. And it's trying to strike him out. Makes it out of 1. What he thinks is the second. One on the first here, one out, one on second base. After batting corner nine, third base player.
Again, we see this relentless base advancing of the leadoff hitter Natasha Wadley. Professionalism of the rest of the hitters to get her around the bases.
This is hard in the gap between center and left field. What we allow to score. That's the first one on the board for the Red Terriers. Runner, first base. After that now, uniform 19, designated player, Arena, Yamamoto.
So Watley proves to be dangerous from second. All it took was a get the ball on the grass, and she was there and home. Designated player Yamamoto up the bat. Justine Smithers throwing for a strike. Two balls, one down. Runner on one. Smithers just misses outside. That last pitch at 105 kilometers an hour. Three balls, one strike, one down, runner on one for Toyota Red Terriers. Justine Smithers throwing for a strike.
Two. First base.
Red Terriers have Monica Abbott on the bench. Likely to see a visit or a timeout played for her today. Monica threw an inning on Friday night and a couple last night, throwing at 113 to 116 kilometers an hour. Great location control. Her height, of course, gives her such an advantage. This is the final game of the 6-game 2015 Softball Australia Down Under Series.
Up the bat now, the Red Terriers, uniform 6, second base player. Valerie Sheena.
Two down, first ball inside. Red Terriers got runners on 1 and 2. Machida with a chance to add to their scoring.
So we're low backs here. Race 11, 2 out. Batting number 4. The fielder, Tanaka.
Tanaka with a chance. Bases loaded, 2 down.
4 score 1. Rugby defensive, coming up 130 to Red 1. Australian score.
So Australia got out of that with just the 1-run deficit. We've seen consistently in the rest of the series here with Natasha Watley getting on base and then her team being able to move her around. Her speed is phenomenal around the bases. It's been an interesting week for the Red Terriers. The day they arrived, they went straight into a 4-hour training session, followed by a late afternoon training session. The next day they trained for 5 hours in the morning. They played 2 games that afternoon. All the stories about the work levels and the intensity and the training approach are legendary, but they're certainly being shown to be absolutely the case. So come out of the first inning with Red Terriers having put, without any surprise, Watley across the home plate. Actually joined by Jim. Softball Australia, obviously Jim's put this series together. This is a phenomenal final game for this. We're actually adding a few more viewers. They're just people jumped online here, so we've got quite a few people watching the game here, Jim.
Well, it's great. Like I say, both teams are rising to the challenge in this final of the Down Under series.
So Jim Darash, you're the guy at Softball Australia who's got the job to market the game, to help people join in the game, to get excited in the game. This wasn't a bad start, was it?
Well, that's the thing. It's the first of hopefully many years to come of these type of series in Sydney and hopefully across Australia, and bringing the game to the fans in high caliber softball, and getting people to remember why they enjoyed the game back in their youth, and getting some kids clinics set up, and again being exposed to top-notch talent.
People that haven't had a chance to be at the ground this week might be surprised or might be happily surprised to hear that the first 400 young softball players that walked on the ground yesterday received a bat. And Jim, that's a pretty special kind of promotion for Australian softball.
Well, and it worked out great because just following up on getting the bat, we also had an autograph session. So a lot of kids came away with meeting all the superstars from both clubs, the CTI Open Women, the CTI Aussie Pride, along with the Toyota Japan Red Terriers. So bats were full of autographs and a lot of smiles and a lot of really happy young fans and future softball players. And it's one of the things we want to do is be able to make a difference and engage with our fans and have a lot of fun.
This screening, actually wait for this pitch here.
Yeah, makes the one gone. Second base player, Stacey McManus.
This game's the end of the 6-day series, but it's not the end of the tour for the Red Terriers, is it?
No, well, even after this game, they've got a practice at 4 o'clock. They've got a practice this morning at 8. Tomorrow is a day off, doing a tour, give a little money back to Australia with the economy, downtown merchants, and have a dinner planned out on the town, team dinner. I'm back to practice on Tuesday and Wednesday, again, morning and afternoon practices out here at Black Diamond International Sports Park for those people and fans out there who want to see some other coaching techniques and training techniques to help develop their players. And then the girls head back home to Japan, and the Americans go. Natasha Watley and Monica head back to the States for a brief time before resuming meeting up together back in Japan prior to the start of their season in April.
It's the Japanese professional league. They play it in 2 halves. They play like an early summer and spring schedule, and they play a late summer autumn schedule.
Exactly, and that's where some of the girls head back over to the States. Monica Abbott goes back to the U.S. to play for a team. catcher goes with her, and Natasha Watley as well goes back over the States to play. So they get about 9-month season of softball. And it's like I say, there's no accident about them being good.
It's interesting talking with those players that they appreciate that one of the biggest challenges for a full-time softballer is actually keeping themselves together physically. They've got such a tough physical training schedule, but their recovery work is also very professional.
Well, that's the thing. Like I say, I've worked with some professional sports teams in the past, and these guys are doing everything that any other professional team does. Like they work on it probably even a little bit harder. They're just a hub of activity on their training sessions. Everyone's involved all the time for that 3 to 4 hours, and they hone their skills. And in their weight room, here at Rudy Hill RSL, where we're in the Novotel where we've been staying, there's a huge gym that they've been able to access, and had some great facilities, and it's been able to contribute to their training session.
Samantha Poole batting for Australia, facing a 2-2 situation. She's making contact, so she's not being phased by 102 km/h pitching. Right? So 1 down, 2-2 the count on Sam Poole. Australia with a runner on 1.
Strikes. Second.
The speed on the base path for Australia, still getting runner in scoring position. Able to try to manufacture a run here in the second.
Stacey McManus is one of our players with wheels.
And now with 2 out, they'll should be running on the pitch. So we're opportunity to get a good start. So no matter base hit will definitely score a run.
So Gemma Freeguard's our designated player for Australia. McManus out there threateningly on 2. We've seen some incredibly speedy base running from the Japanese team this week, but Stacey's up to the challenge.
Fantastic little bunt. Just beating it out. Runner moved to third. Runners in first and third. 2 out. Great opportunity to get back in the game.
That's a play there on 2 down.
2 ball in runs on the corners. Back the distributed from 11. Center field, cat tie.
Well, it's made the Red Terriers have a stop and think about things here, Jim.
Yep. Getting some strategy from the dugout. Team meeting in the pitcher circle.
You don't think they're talking about what they're going to have for dinner tonight?
Oh, no, not yet.
It's good that this opportunity is here for the Aussie spirit, because it's great to have the intensity and the reason to get themselves back together.
Well, like I say, it's all team building, and with Coach KJ to be able to get his girls out playing his system of ball, and think ahead about what we can do down the track.
So here's calf tie and 2 down, runners on 1 and 3 side.
There's a meeting. That's where the Toyota team had that meeting to see what they're going to do in case of another bunt. Oh, nice scoop play just to edge her out at first base to end the inning.
That's got to be the real advantage for the younger softballers in Australia and the coaches as well, to be able to see this. And of course, not only is this game being streamed, but on the SAL Productions YouTube channel, you can go back and watch this game again.
That's the thing, and it's a great opportunity for other coaches around Australia to be able to see what the dedication is and some of the skills that are required for players moving forward. And some of the strategies that are used for both teams. And then, like I say, this is softball played at its highest level in this country. So, some really great opportunities for learning. And that's what the series is all about too. It's not just about the girls getting some practice, but be able to enhance the game.
Jim, you've seen the Japanese team train for quite a few days as well here this week. So is it something different that they're doing, or is it something they're doing better, or is it something they're doing more intensely? Or are there any drills that you sort of, I've never seen that before?
Well, it's definitely the intensity. There's they're out half an hour before practice starts, and that's getting ready for a 4-hour practice. So there's dedication beyond belief. We're saying with the infield, they use all their players in all their drills. So there's nobody sitting around, and they've got about 24 players right now. So they're on the diamond. They've got action and balls happening everywhere. And they requested 300 balls from us to help them out in practice, and they've been using them all.
Wow. It looks like they're very structured, and I think you made the comment the other day that they almost don't need coaches.
Well, that's the thing. He steps away, and he's happy, he's confident. They get the drills, and they have a big staff here, but it's right after this pitch.
Midori Kamiyama for Japan.
But again, they've got their structure, and again, being a training camp, girls fighting for starting spots on the lineup. So it's a matter of they're always front foot forward.
We've had the chance to talk with Monica and talk with Natasha a little during the week, and one of the comments, I actually asked Natasha about that, how competitive it was and how tough it was to get a starting spot. She just laughed.
I don't think she has to worry about that too much.
But I think the inference was that it's tough because they all want to be there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing. Sitting on the bench isn't a lot of fun. So it's all about playing. And even developing, you continue to develop as the more you play.
Even this early in their preseason too. But we've talked about, like I say, scouting and so on, and with the girls, for the Japanese girls, was looking at first hitting, first 3 batters hit first pitch hitting, and they hadn't done that at all in the previous 6 games that they played. They just got out there and walked away, base hit, bunt, base hit, and a run in 3 pitches. So now they're back into a normal strategy game, but it's like they've manufactured runs every way possible. Naomi Nakagawa for Japan, the catcher. 1 ball. Seeing the Australian catcher actually prepared to shift around a little on location, did you?
That's the thing. It's all about framing, giving the umpire a little bit of help. And Justine's throwing 105 kilometers an hour as well. Doesn't hurt the situation.
Seeing outside low last night, of course, the Foxtel recorded the game between these 2 teams last night, and the umpire had a
GoPro. Can't wait to see the vision from that. That's going to be and so once we get our hands on it, for everybody out there, it'll definitely be on softball.org.au, our YouTube channel as well. So it's one of the things that we want to be able to show some unique vision, and that's what this whole tournament's been about for us. Really, is just trying out quite a few new things, getting our girls some international exposure, getting fans in Sydney some international exposure to some great women's softball.
2-2 with 1 down. Catcher Nakagawa in here. A full count situation. And quality defensive stuff, hasn't it? Both teams.
Absolutely. Well, like I say, Game 6, they've had a bit of practice, and really you can see the difference too. Is just getting the play is just getting a lot better. And so I know Natasha Watley back to the top of the order for the Red Terriers. And saw her earlier in the day giving some of our Aussie spirit players of some tips on some batting tips too, so to be able to really have a great sharing experience and learning experience here. Ooh. Nice little foul tip.
Yeah. So if she's got a nickname, this Natasha, the wheels that have to be somewhere around there.
Mm.
Exciting player to watch.
She gets a bat on ball, and if it hits the ground, she's pretty much almost guaranteed to be on first base. So if she's hitting it hard right at somebody, that's the only triple she'll have.
Fouls that one down line. Kenny Mullins.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Natasha Butley.
2 out. Outside.
Just a little bit outside.
Count 2-2.
Good little battle here.
Showing Dennis tries to pull that's the out. So that's it. 2.
It's an easy ground out for change.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens, but I think that's the first time we've actually seen Natasha get out of this tournament. Her percentage on base has got to be pretty good. Jim, when we get a chance, obviously your Canadian heritage has led you to be able to see the Canada Cup for quite some time, and I understand the players all love going there, but I think you've got a little intention to import that to Australia, don't you?
Well, that's the thing. Again, following up on this series, we really want to look at getting some good international tournament here in Australia. That's probably here, definitely at Blacktown. The facility here is world class, obviously being an Olympic venue. But finding some of our neighbors to get down here to play some ball, looking at the Japanese national team potentially. We're even having the Red Terriers come back next year. Hopefully get the Kiwis up as well. And look at another team from Southeast Asia. So, and especially as a lead into the Women's World Championships next year, it'll be a great opportunity to get this happening and have some continuity to it as well. We know where we can market it well enough in advance and get people expecting great softball and get exposed to it. And it's something that we feel really, really confident that's going to be a big winner for us.
How would a tournament like that be played? Is it just a round robin, or?
Depends what the recipe is. It's just looking at the interest and what interest we can get from the other countries. We can turn it into a 2-division tournament, or just again as a round robin, or we're working down to a championship game.
Janice Blackman out here for Australia.
The pitch, Wolves on strikes and counts. 30s.
You have to wonder where fatigue starts to set in with some of the Japanese pitchers and catchers, I suppose, given the workload we've already seen.
They've got a little an extended bench, so that's going to give them a bit of assistance. But even for everybody last night, especially with these two played last night till 11 o'clock after we had that slight delay before the game, and then coming back up for first, this being the second game already, and then it's 1 o'clock. So. Just out of first, another close call.
So back to the top now for the other team. Taylor, Cronus.
So this Australian Spirit or Aussie Spirit team is in its beginnings of its preparation for the World Championships.
Yes, and we've got a well hit ball. That's one puts it right out of second baseman. A few things, a couple of potential opportunities to go overseas later this year to get some more international experience and exposure. A few things still have to be yet to be finalized, and then getting ready for again a prep for setting up the next year. Getting to the coaches system, so girls know what to expect when we get them together, and then a bit of that team building and team bonding opportunity here as well.
78-kilometer-hour change up there. Followed by 102 in the middle. I think that's called coming back at you, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, it's having the patience is great for batting, and having the patience to try and wait for your pitch. Not just a matter of making, with the 2-1 count now, starting to become now the batter's advantage, and just again having an opportunity to take the pitch that you want. Not just a matter of having to take a whack at something that's coming across the plate.
I think we're seeing a little bit of channeling of the spirit of Melanie Roach here with, I believe it's a 20-second rule operating in women's softball. Now I think this factory wants to work on a 10-second rule.
Through. Yeah.
We've been watching an interesting sort of challenger battle all week between the pitchers and the hitters. Where do you kind of see women's softball at the moment? Is it a pitcher dominated? Is it a hitter dominated?
Well, I see most of our games we've had some really high scoring games. There's lots of offensive talent, especially even in the women's when we had our national championships out in Perth earlier in January. We got to the final game being 5-3 result for New South Wales, which bodes well for us when we get out to that international play. Be able to hit with anybody, and
when you see 116-kilometer-hour pitching, it's not like everyone's throwing it at speed. So if it was, then the pitcher dominated like more.
Oh, exactly, and that's where it is. It comes down to your strong defense, and like in games like these, when you're playing against a team with a lot of speed, you have to be spot on with your defense, and not give them any extra outs. And as long as we play that tight defense, and that puts a bit of pressure on the batters as well, going there's no holes out there that they got to try and find a spot to get the ball to land, to get on. So push you on that forefront.
So potential little bit of controversy always in the illegal pitch rule. I'm not sure whether some of it's driven by people preferring not to have to face 116-kilometer-hour pitches. We'll hopefully see Monica throw later in this game. So Chino Tsukamoto up for Japan. On one count. You can follow this game on Twitter as well. And Jim, tell me some of the other things you're doing in the social media.
Well, so really trying to build up our Twitter and Facebook. We have our scorers also do the game live. You go online to softball.org.au, opportunity to follow play-by-play. Again, if you haven't got the opportunity to, for some of our other tournaments where we don't have the live streaming, this is just taking us to a whole other level to give access to our fans who aren't living in the town where the games are being played. And especially as we go along and start adding our features on our girls and so on, and we really want to be able to educate our fans about our players, the corporate community about our players, and what we do and how we contribute to Society. Oh, fantastic play by Justine. Getting the glove on. Just about ripped the glove off her hand, but she was able to make a great play first. A big smile on her face afterwards as well.
It's interesting. You were telling me earlier today that we are seeing a bunch of viewers online here at the moment, but there's actually been a lot of people in Japan and the United States watching.
And this is where it is. It's a global game, and it's been fantastic. Like, so we're working with Monica Abbott with her website and getting it live streaming to her fans and supporters, and same with Tokyo, Japan, to get it through to the Red Terriers fans, so they're able to watch their girls down under and trying to and seeing what's coming up for their season. I know as any sports fan who loves their team, anytime they have an opportunity to get that access to it, especially when they used to go away and you'd only hear the scoreline, and now you get to actually see them play. So I think this part's been a fantastic initiative that we're able to get involved with.
So Hira Furusawa for Japan. That opening pitch, I heard a few people say last night that it was actually nice to see Justin getting back to Japan, what Japan's giving back to us for a long time. It's an unsettling pitch, isn't it? Up and in.
Yes, especially at the the velocity it's being thrown at as well. It's the first walk of the game on that 102 kilometer-hour pitch. Now again, the defense coming together, infield defense coming together to get their jobs, their tasks straight on this potential bunt or sacrifice that they're probably looking at. And seeing if Japan Toyota Red Terriers are going to sacrifice her over or are going to hit away.
This is one of the absolute strengths of this Red Terriers team, isn't it? We've been able to see them just keep on converting runners when they get someone in this situation. Every one of the hitters seems to be capable of making a contribution in some way.
Well, so they make contact too. The ball's always in play. And that's the thing, you just get it in play and you got a chance to get on. And then the speed on the bases again puts that added pressure on.
The scouting down here because catcher and shortstop are back.
And the thing too with that opportunity or thought of whether you're going to bunt and all the movement by the players in the infield, when you start making the moves to cover bases, it starts opening up some holes. So I would say right now second base is go and cover the potential steal at second, which leaves a bit of a gap open at first base between first and second. So it's one of those things that's all cat and mouse for this.
If you'd like to get into the brain of an infielder, Fiona Crawford, famous player for Australian softball, had the chance to join us for quite a while of last night's game. And some situations like this, she was giving us some insights into what you're looking for, what you're ready to do. And one stage, I actually asked her how she felt about how the second base player was actually taking care of her whole position, and she said, "Well, pretty well, but if I was her, I'd take a couple steps further in." The player then did that straight away. So really interesting to hear that kind of information.
Oh, ball well hit, and he can run to left field. So Yurina Yamamoto.
Yeah, designated player Yamamoto is under the fence there. They don't look like they're big, strong players. They don't look like Stacey Porter, but they can hit it.
Making contact. Well, again, Justine's throwing hard, so they're making a little bit to her pitch and being able to hit a long ways. And watching them practice, again, they all had power. So they're all very deceptive. But all very, very strong hitters. And you go top to bottom of the lineup, there's 10 threats out there all the time.
Right fielder Saki Yamazaki up to bat now. One out with a 3-0 scoreline to the Toyota Red Terriers. $105 Ks for that last pitch.
That pop fly could be another great play, shortstop.
104 Ks on that pitch, so Justine's got the speed up there.
Yeah, Claire Warwick's been a great game in short for the CTI Aussie Pride, or Aussie Spirit, sorry.
Hikaru Machida, the US second base player for the Red Terriers, is up. Jim, the Aussie Pride's been here as well this week. Give us a bit of background about the two teams. Spirit's the national women's team.
Yep, and say with the Aussie Pride under 19 women's team that's getting ready to head off to Oklahoma City in the U.S. for the World Championships in August 5th to 9th, I believe. And say this is a great warm up for them. Again, another team building opportunity, getting the girls together and playing some really good competition in their preparation to get back into medal contention, maintain medal contention, or not bring back another medal to Australia for women's softball.
104 K pitch there from Justin. So Machida's facing a 3-ball, 1-strike, 2-down situation. No runners on.
Down ball to short. Another easy out. And inning. So one of the things I like to do though is to thank all of our sponsors for part of our corporate club for Softball Australia. It's Australia Government Sports, Australian Sports Commission. Again, the CTI Community Training Initiatives, our major sponsor for our two teams, the CTI Aussie Pride and the CTI Aussie Spirit. Great trips with our jersey suppliers, Aussie Sparks, Easton again has done a great job for us providing our equipment and helping us with our community, some of our community initiatives as well. SportsLink International was our company that helps us with all of our fans, accompanying with our players overseas, and adding value to those trips and ensuring everybody has a great time and enjoys and makes those memorable experiences when we do go overseas. We've got also Choice Hotels, an opportunity for softball fans across Australia to go to our website and get a Choice Hotel number. And anytime you go to Choice Hotel, call them or book online with that number, and you save 15% extra off the best room rate.
And that's available for
anybody. Doesn't matter, and that also helps us. It's a bit of a fundraiser for Softball Australia as well.
So you gotta just call a Choice Hotel and mention Jim Dorash, and you're in. Is that right?
Absolutely. And like I say, Oakley glass sunglasses, and we've got Thrifty Car Rental. We've been able to provide for cars for us, rental cars, as well as an opportunity again for being able to just get a number off our website, and the next time you book in with Thrifty and save some money.
Again, available on softball.
Go to softball.org.au, and especially with this tournament, Softball New South Wales has done an absolutely fantastic job hosting the Japanese team, Japanese Red Terriers here. And
leading off for Australia is Chelsea Forkin. Western Australian player, lives in Queensland.
Get up the middle.
For those watching from overseas in the Northern Hemisphere, we're late summer here in Sydney. It's certainly 30 degrees today, and humidity levels are probably more like 90%. Typical Sydney summer's day.
So red hair.
Nice contact by Belinda White. Josie Forkin around the bases.
First and third, nobody out. Opportunity, definitely. This next at bat is key.
And we've got Madam Wheels herself, Stacey McManus, coming up. Gosh, it's made the Red Terriers have a conversation.
So runners on the corners here. And out. Back down. Spirit. Stacey McManus.
These girls are so professional. You get the impression that that conversation is just absolutely identifying how we're going to do this, and they always seem calm, don't they?
It's just reaffirming probably what they've been doing in practice all week, and knowing who's covering which base and where they're going to next.
McManus is a good clutch hitter. She's also a very quick base runner.
The suicide squeeze was on in that one. Everyone was going. So now the ball just unfortunately just went a little foul.
It's also good for the coaches to actually try some plays like that, isn't it, against the opposition like this? Are we ready to do it? That's the question.
Absolutely. Oh, steal. Again, had everybody running. And again, a bit of speed on the bases and putting a bit of pressure on the defense now.
Right-handed against second base. And there is one strike.
Stacey be happy to join him out there on first right now. 3 balls and a strike.
3 balls. Strikes. Count.
And now we got runners on 2 and 3.
Loading the bases. Right fielder Samantha Poole. Sam's from Sydney, New South Wales. Physiotherapist by profession.
It's cool.
76-kilometer out changeup is the first pitch. The catcher moved almost outside the left-handed box, didn't you? I think she was fielding up near first base for that pitch. One ball, 1 strike.
Infield fly out. First out, still bases loaded.
Jim Freeguard. Foul, score 1.
One strike on Freeguard.
See a lot of action on the bases every time that pitch is thrown.
Coach Hansen wants to have a conversation about that one.
strikes.
Once again, refer to that game last night. It was interesting. A couple of bases loaded situations. How Fiona talked about the level of preparedness you've got to be for any possibility.
Double play the inning. Unfortunately, the line drive back to the pitcher. Just beating Chelsea back to third base.
Jim, tell us a bit about Social Sevens, because this is an attempt to take softball away from just the elites, or maybe remind people that it's not just for the elite.
Well, that's the thing. It is a participation game, not just about throwing fast. And like I say, fastball definitely has a massive prominence in Australia and Australia softball. One of the things we also want to do is develop a game where everyone can play, regardless of your skill level. And it's about being able to pick up your ball, bat, and glove and come out to a field and play. We're simplifying the rules. We're still in the process of getting some things finalized to set up our providers in the various communities across all the states in Australia. But really be able to get, say, corporate games involved and corporates and team building opportunities and getting out there with your mates and just hitting the ball around. And using softball as that vehicle to come out and have some fun. And then whether it's going out and have some fun after the game as well with your friends, but something to go and have a bit of exercise first. And also, especially with the Social Sevens, it's not about the pitchers, it's about the hitters and the fielders. So it's a matter of definitely getting some exercise, running the bases. And if you're a fielder and if you're set up for only 2 outfielders, you got a lot of territory to cover and have a lot of fun. No need for umpires. It's something that's self-regulated. You've got a mat that you have to hit with a slow pitch or long ball coming in. So it hits the mat, it's a strike. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about the calls. If it hits, like say, it gets a piece of the mat, it's a strike. Misses, it's a ball. And so, but it's a hitter's game. So get everybody just to get in and take a whack. All 7 batters with everyone bats in each inning. Not about outs. It's just about playing.
We've got a change in pitching lineup for Australia. Ellen Roberts coming in number 9 for Australia.
And speaking with Ellen last night, she's getting ready to go overseas, heading to Italy to play in the Women's League over there in 3 weeks' time. And so one of the things we're hopefully definitely be able to follow her exploits on our website. And we'll be looking to follow her and on her social media as well.
Mami Tanaka almost wore that one. 102-kilometer-hour pitch from Ellen.
This is her first action against the Red Terriers as well.
Is that what you call a hello, welcome to Blacktown pitch?
It's like, hi, I'm a new pitcher. That's what it is. You haven't seen me yet, so pay attention.
She got Tanaka's attention.
That's the thing, a nice setup pitch. You can go high and tight and then low and away.
Ooh. That's right. 104, just outside. Call.
2-2 the count.
2 strikes.
Oh, well connected down the line. And hitting to the corner. That's going to be at least 3. This will be a stand-up triple. Again, well, just to connect to that, and again, it's one of those line drive hits that we've seen all weekend long, and hitting the gap.
And off a 102-kilometer-hour pitch, you've got out to the fence pretty quickly.
And she got on top of that because she pulled it down the line. Aussie defense is in, making sure, trying to shut down any runs on a ball hit right at them. Again, it takes a bit of risk because again, it's got to be. The coverage is not going to be the same. Making sure that there's no play at the plate
Midori Kamiyama for Japan. First baseman. Looking to move that runner around is known down.
Speed pitch.
102 down to 86. That's a pretty big change in speed. Right?
Popped up for the first up. First out of the inning down to third base. Defense still playing tight. Good, again, it's an opportunity for Coach Johansson to test out a few things in the drills and getting the girls thinking about scenarios. And ground ball up the middle, scoring the run.
That was a replacement hitter for Japan. That was number 24, Kyoko Baba.
Takes the school 4. One out hit on the fourth, running first. At the top of the lineup, Tasha Watley.
You always get a sense of something's about to happen when you see this girl come up.
This thing is a great leadoff hitter is you make things happen. And this, and again, everyone's got to know who's coming up and what they're capable of doing. Now field shades a little bit to the left, but also playing very deep as well, or deep at center.
Strikes. That's a Watley.
$100-kilometer-an-hour ball there.
A bit of a pop in that glove.
Drives hard through second base.
Control swing, and it's like she knew where she's putting that ball. There's a gap in there with the infield drawn in a little bit still. And putting runners on first and second.
And for the Terriers, China Super Bowl goal.
Well, Roberts first strike, 504 past him. Just seems we keep seeing these scenarios all week from this Japanese team generally. Get runners on, find ways of advancing.
And sweet. Catcher.
Bottom of the fourth with an extra run in already, so it's 4-0.
Runner in scoring position, so again, pressure is on.
Balls 2 strikes.
You got Radar getting stuck on 104, or Ellen's just really throwing well.
Just outside, loading the bases.
Yeah, loaded bases, even 1 out.
Another opportunity here for huge opportunity for the Red Terriers, but again, there's the little team meeting it on the mound.
Haruna Furusawa for Japan. So here we are in the bottom of the fourth inning at the final game of the 2015 Softball Australia Down Under Series. Australia defending a loaded bases situation, Jim.
The infield's drawn in again, but again, which makes it easy for the player to play at the plate, cut off another run. But again, it opens up a lot of holes on the defense for the batter to try and find.
.102, but just missing. Trying to force the Japanese into something a bit more adventurous, I assume. 1-1.
Line drive, just great try from the open outfield, just a little up the line. Scoring another run, keeping the bases loaded for the Red Terriers. And now a 5-0 lead.
Good softball there, huh?
Awesome. It's an excellent field, great throw. It just tailed off up the first base line to avoid the play. Just miss out on the forced play at home plate. Still drawn in infield, trying to make sure to keep the score what it is. Strike at 105 Ks. As I say, the wind's starting to blow in a bit. A bit of a change in direction and a little bit of light showers happening again. Again, another line drive in the gap. Just what took out the runner heading to third base. Another run in and now 6-0 and still bases loaded. The typical way that, again, the Red Terriers have played all week, where they start getting the runs, they get them in bunches, and say they once they get the timing of the pitcher.
Well, these guys are obviously one of the best teams in the Japanese Women's Professional League, but you'd have to think that the games there would be a lot of action.
I say I mentioned it would be just the speed, again, speed on the bases. They got some tremendous pitching, and again, a lot of the girls with power. So it's happening. It would be happening from all sides.
So we got Saki Yamazaki, number 27 for Japan, right fielder, I'm sorry. $104K strike for Ellen Roberts. We saw perhaps the longest ever two-down rally we've ever seen in Australian softball this morning with the Red Terriers taking on the New South Wales Invitational team. I think there were 10 runs scored on a two-down rally. That game's also on the Sal Productions YouTube channel now. Some really creative stuff and moving runners around there and effective hitting in that game.
That's the thing. You can't cheat on them at all from the outfield. We play in, so try and cut off a ground ball. They'll just smash it over their heads. So it's a matter of just having a key pitching and trying to keep the batter off balance.
Comes back with a strike at 102. We've just been joined by New South Wales legend, Sandy Pollock. Sandy, what have you been watching out there? Because we don't really see this level of softball too much, do we?
There's not a lot of movement on the ball out there, John.
Oh, really?
The balling's been a bit generous for our young guys just come on. Wide of the plate. This has been movement on the ball. The ball's going to sit there nice and pretty for you.
This one good and hard. Look out to right centre.
That was at 89 Ks too, so that was a little bit of a gift.
Two more across the plate.
Have a look at the last one.
Before score to 8.
Yeah, all line drives, making excellent contact.
So we haven't seen this level of play, I suppose, that often here. It goes back to 2000, doesn't it, when we had some really strong international softball like this.
We were discussing that earlier.
Place here on the mound.
Lack of any international team out here is
Simone
very
Freeman.
noticeable when you get up against any sort of opposition.
Well, it's led to New South Wales, led to Australia making another pitching change here. So the Japanese Toyota Red Terriers are certainly giving them some good exercise here on Sunday afternoon in Sydney.
Well, they've actually thrown quite a few change-ups down there too. The last innings, I think I just should probably, the very first pitch was a change of pace to a hitter.
Now, Sandy, I should have introduced you properly to all of our people listening all around the world, but you were the voice of the ground here for many, many years. None of this worked backwards, so obviously you know an awful lot of the Australian players as well from having seen them. And, this is a good challenge for them, isn't it? To be playing this kind of stuff.
Yes, the more we see international teams out here, whether they be club sides or full-strength international teams, certainly going to benefit both our girls at Australian level and up-and-comers.
Yeah, in fact, we've had quite a few young players out here watching the last couple of days, so it's been really good that I've had a chance to see this. Okay, we got Simone Freeman out there throwing down. Starts with a 97-kilometer down. Hello, how are you, pitch?
Once again, all similar pace.
Hikaru Machida for Japan. Second base player. Still only one down in the bottom of the fourth. The runners on 2 and 3. This is a 1-down rally. This isn't a 2-down rally.
That's right. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Monica Abbott come on for Japanese Red Terriers.
So another run for the Red Terriers.
But we don't play a lot of games at Australian level.
9.
Jim's been talking about an intention to
One out here, third
try and
down.
roll this event into a Canada Cup style of tournament here in Sydney. So perhaps we're going to get a chance to see some more.
I reckon it's pretty easy to do.
One popped up. Foul. We're standing at the right side.
Machida in there facing a 3-0 count against Simone. Fouled that one away, so we're on a 3-1. Runner on 3, only one down.
2. Yep.
Simone Freeman is a strong pitcher. Big girl.
He keeps throwing the same pace, the same hitters. They load up very nicely.
Last night we saw Simone come in the closing role and just throw heat, basically, just fastball, fastball, fastball. She's coming in the middle of the game here, so it's a different kind of job, isn't it?
3-2.
I know it is actually the middle of the game, John. It's 9-0.
How shall I say the bottom of the fourth?
Counts. This one is hit hard and long out.
Notice how they load up on the back foot very nicely. Just keep
10th
flinging the
round
ball.
comes across the plate. That, ladies and gentlemen, is time and game. The Toyota Red Terriers defeated the Aussie Spirit of 10 runs to nothing in the 4th innings. Thank you to the umpires. Thank you to both teams. Great exhibition of soccer that there. Thank you to the Toyota Red Terriers for coming up to Sydney and playing in this tournament. It's been great having you here. We hope to see you out here again.
So once again, that's the final game in the 2015 Softball Australia Down Under Series. So the Japan Toyota Red Terriers are in Sydney for the rest of the week, and anybody who's got the opportunity can get out here to the Blacktown International Sports Park and can watch some incredible training sessions. They're very open. They're very happy to help, and as you heard Jim Dorash say before, Natasha Watley was actually doing a clinic for our Australian players earlier today. So there's lots of opportunities to get some autographs, lots of opportunities to get some photographs.
A very, very disciplined team. Anyone who comes out of Japan, the discipline in the training is amazing. The Australian laconic nature, it's just, we just sit there and go, are you sure? Are you positive? You want me to do what? It is an eye-opener, I can tell you.
And we've been seeing that and hearing the stories, I have to say, as well, of the training sessions. And the training sessions, the level of intensity, it's game-like. That's the only way to put it. And you don't see a difference between what happens over there and what happens over here. So,
it's not practice makes perfect. You go back for a long time and they say perfect practice makes perfect.
one of the nice little ceremonies here with the Japanese team at the end of the day. So we can say goodbye to the Japan Toyota Red Terriers for this particular series, but certainly not for the future, because as you heard Jim Darash say, that they've enjoyed their time here, and we're more than happy to have them come back here again. And whether it be in an Australian version of the Canada Cup or whether it be in further training series like this, you'll get a chance to see more of this kind of softball on this YouTube channel, South Productions.
How nice would it be, John, if we could run a Pacific Rim type tournament? Top Six Nations, men's and women's, all are around the Pacific Rim. Japan, New Zealand, Australia, China, USA. It would be magnificent for this country, for this sport.
Well, we've already seen from this week that it's great to have your eyes open from time to time. So, Sandy, hopefully that can happen as well. So, thank you for dropping in, and thank you to Jim for providing some commentating. Obviously, all the other people have spoken this during the week. So, you can now watch this game as you can watch the other 5 games on the Sal Productions YouTube channel. And you'll also get a chance through the next week to see some interviews with Aussie players and some of the Japanese stars.